Sunshine and blue skies greet us at McCunness Golf Course, with the stylish modern clubhouse to the left of the lake and the golf course laid out around it. Tall dry grasses sway gently in the breeze along the verge. A wide gravel path meanders through the rough at the edge of the course. Andrew and Lily, a black Labrador guide dog, walk along the path. Andrew points the way, and Lily wags her tail as she walks. The path leads to the clubhouse. As Andrew and Lily arrive at the clubhouse and cross the sweeping circular driveway, they pause for a moment at the curb. Andrew gives Lily a treat and they continue inside.
Who are you, and what is your role at the Digital Accessibility Centre?
We join Andrew and Lily on the first floor in the bustling clubhouse brasserie at a corner table overlooking the golf course through large picture windows.
Hello, my name is Andrew Windsor.
And this is Lily, Andrew's guide dog.
I'm a low vision analyst for the Digital Accessibility Centre. I test colour contrast, which is using a piece of software that actually allows me to select selections of colour from the website, and it tells me whether it passes WCAG guidelines for accessibility. I test text spacing, which uses JavaScript, which is in a favourites tab in the browser, and that allows me to increase the text spacing between characters and between the lines. I test using ZoomText, which is an assistive software which magnifies the screen up to, I think it's about 60 times magnification. It can change the colour of your screen to make it more easily viewable for myself. So I use yellow text on black background or black text on yellow background, depending on how tired my eyes get. That is what I use that for. It does provide speech as well, so it'll talk back anything that's on the website, any navigation. It's a really handy piece of kit. I have used Supernova in the past, but I get on so much better with ZoomText. I also test for Reflow, which is testing the website on the computer, where you're using a set resolution of 1280 pixels by 1024 pixels at 400 times magnification and 200 times magnification. I also test full screen 200% magnification without any assistive software. And I also test for color contrast. I also test for inversion, which uses Windows high contrast mode, and it's also called forced color.
What visual impairments do you have?
I have a slight albinism, which is where the optic nerve is a slightly different colour to everyone else's. It's called a slight albinism because I don't have... Lily, down, good girl. Down, good girl. It's called a slight albinism because with albinism, people you see around would have white hair, slightly paler skin complexions, and can have red eyes. The slight albinism just affects me with brightness of daylight. So if it's a bright day, I struggle. With the nystagmus, the eye wobble, involuntary eye wobble, that can be encouraged by tiredness, and the eye just wobbles on its own. I have no control over it. When I get tired, I tend to move my head as well. So if you see me concentrating on something, you'll see an involuntary head wobble going on. As well as that, I have an absent chiasm, which is where the optic nerves cross over towards the brain. Mine don't. Mine go straight back to the brain, which is incredibly rare. When I was diagnosed with it, there were only 5 cases in the world. I shouldn't be seeing anything, and if I was able to see, I should be seeing everything upside down. So it's very strange one and very rare. And I also have an optic nerve hypoplasia, which is a pinching of the optic nerves which slows information between the eye and the brain. So you may see me staring at someone, or if I'm looking at you for a long period of time, I'm trying to pick out your eye features, see what your eyes are doing, see if you're looking at me, and I'm just trying to build a picture. So, yeah. And I've had the eye condition since birth.
How did you meet Lily, the guide dog?
Well, how did I meet Lily? It was quite a long process. I've waited 1.5 years for Lily. It can be anything from up to 2 years to 4 years waiting. Obviously, it's because you get matched, or the dog gets matched to you. It gets matched to your personality. It gets matched to your walking speeds. And so it's a long process, actually. They have to make sure that they've got the right dog for you. And she's well, ever since meeting Lily, I've been with Lily for 6 months, and she's been a godsend. She has been absolutely amazing. I can't tell you how good she's been and what a positive impact it's made to my life.
How much has having a guide dog impacted on your life?
The impact Lily's had on my life, it's beyond words, to be honest. I don't know what I'd do without her now. Before, I didn't go out anywhere on my own. I always went out with friends or family, people I know. I didn't attempt to travel on my own that much, only because travelling with a white cane, people don't seem to understand what the white cane is. So they're always stepping over the white cane, they're tripping over the white cane, and they're looking at you funny, as if to say, what have you got that for? Since I've had Lily, there's been none of that. They stopped to ask me, do I need any help crossing the road? Can I get Lily a drink? If we're out somewhere, they'll get her a drink for me. They seem to be so much more open to the dog rather than the white cane. And getting about, she's just incredible. She finds the curbs, she finds the steps, she finds the buttons on the traffic lights. She knows left from right. She's just amazing, and she stopped me tripping down steps. She stopped me walking out in front of traffic. She's just been incredible. Can't live without her now.
What training did guide dogs offer you and Lily?
The training that guide dogs offer myself and Lily. Lily's been trained for 2 years, as far as I believe. She's taught to avoid obstacles. She's taught to go to a place. So that can be anywhere that's been stated by the handler, which is myself. It can be she can find buttons on traffic lights. So she does all that training. They have a box set up on a pole, and she's taught to find the box. And when you say find the box, that can also mean the post box. So find the pillar, find the post, find the step, she's taught all of those things for 2 years from a pup and trained to be sat in one place for long periods of time. She's taught to go on buses, where to lay on buses, to go under your legs. So you say Lily under, she'll go under. On the train, she'll be taught how to enter and exit the train without being panicked. So there's a lot of training beforehand that goes on, and then there's the training with me. And we spent 6 weeks training together, and I was taught how to use the commands with Lily. Find the step, find the curb, find the crossing.
Demonstrated in this short scene, Andrew and Lily wait patiently at a pedestrian crossing. The lights change, a car stops, and Lily guides Andrew across the road safely.
There's all sorts of other commands as well. Lily left, Lily right, Lily back. And there's 2 back commands. Lily back is just where she steps backwards. And then back, if I tap my leg with my right hand, that'll mean to go back on yourself, turn physically around and come around. To turn right, you have to stand backwards from Lily on the harness. Give her space to cross in front of you. And if you're turning left, you turn physically left with your legs, so you're pointing directly at her. And ask her to go left, and then off she goes. And if you say, Lily, stand, she'll just stand there and wait for your next command. Head in. Head in is where you ask her to walk into the harness, and head out, obviously, to pull out of the harness. So yeah, there's a lot of commands for her to remember, and for myself as well. And I don't always remember them all. It can be tricky at times, but we seem to get through it together, don't we, Lily? Eh?
What hobbies and interests do you have?
The hobbies that help me with my daily life with a visual impairment. I play lawn bowls once a week with a group of fellow visually impaired people, who some of them who haven't been able to leave the house because they've been too afraid, because they've just lost their sight, and others don't have any sight at all, so they haven't had any confidence, and it's a real confidence booster for people. Gets people out of the house, meeting people, and for myself, getting out of the house and just being with like-minded people is brilliant. It's really good for my well-being. It's brilliant for my sight because I'm actually working on angles and being able to try and concentrate my sight on subject that's in the distance, and it just helps me to focus more in my daily life. I also do photography. I'm a photographer, amateur photographer. I'm always taking photos. It's my pet love, so to speak. Sorry, Lily. I've been taking photos since I was about 12 years old, and I just love it. My other hobbies, I do try and play golf on the driving range. I don't bother going out on the course. I'm not good enough. I can't see the ball when I hit it, if I hit it. Sometimes it ends up behind me. Other times it doesn't go anywhere at all. So yeah, I do that. I also do cold water swimming, which is nubbling sometimes. I do that from, I'd say, April through to September. Any more than that is too cold, far too cold.
Any messages to those who have a visual impairment?
for anyone who's struggling with visual impairment or thinking about getting a guide dog, has only just started with their guide dog, persist with it. That's for people who've got guide dogs, obviously. But if you're visually impaired and you're struggling with your sight, all I can say is you've got to go for a guide dog. You are eligible if you're visually impaired or blind. You are eligible. Go for it. It's the best thing I ever did. I didn't think I was eligible until someone said, yes, you are eligible and you should go for it because it'll change your life. I'm more confident in myself. I've got a best friend sat beside me. She's always there to talk to. It's the best thing you could ever do. And I've got a friend currently who's visually impaired. He's severely visually impaired. And he doesn't want to give up his independence. And going for a guide dog. And I said, well, essentially, you won't look back if you go for a guide dog. But he said, I feel more independent with my cane. There's no question, you've got to go for it. It's a completely different lifestyle. You're looking after your pet, your guide dog, your best friend, and in turn she's looking after you. What more could you ask for? Go for it with open arms. Go for it. It's the best thing you could ever do.
Andrew and Lily walk out of the clubhouse. Lily stops Andrew at the curb of the driveway and is rewarded with another treat. It is still sunny, with fluffy clouds on the horizon. They join the gravel path again and walk back the way they came, together. Special thanks to Monk's Island Resort, McCunness, celebrating 20 years, and Guide Dogs UK.